We're learning new details about a 16-year-old boy who's locked out of his home during the day. We broke this story yesterday. Fox 10 News reporter RENEE continues to investigate. She's joining us here in the studio to tell us what she learned today. RENEE?
Lenise, I have more details from neighbors and the sheriff's office that shed more light on the teenager's situation. According to the people I talked with today, it's not something that just started. It's apparently been going on for nearly 5 years.
When we showed up at the Diamond home in Grand Bay this morning, we were greeted by the family dogs. There was no sign of the 16-year-old boy who has been living in a shed in the backyard. Yesterday, the child told us it was normal for him to be outside for hours.
Are you okay?
Today, we went to the door to find out if the situation had changed for the boy. Yesterday, the father told me that the boy wasn't allowed inside the house unless there was someone home. Now, the car could indicate that there's somebody here. But I learned something new from neighbors who say the boy is often locked outside even when there's someone at home. One neighbor who didn't want us to show her face says she's also seen the teen moving wood piles in the yard and doing push-ups for hours.
If it hasn't been locking him out the door, that he's had to do push-ups. I mean, not more than God allows. My husband's a military man, and he never did that many.
We do have him move wood as something to do, just to keep him busy. We do have him do push-ups. Like I said, if you have a couple of hours, we can sit down and talk about this.
That's what the boy's father told us yesterday. 40-year-old David Diamond was arrested Monday and charged with domestic violence. Investigators say he choked his son during a confrontation over the boy sneaking into the house.
I told him that this was the most disappointing thing that I'd ever seen. You know, that he's been breaking into the house and messing with our stuff and never even batting an eye about it. Not one lick of shame or anything.
According to the sheriff's office, the boy told deputies his dad got angry because the teen had been climbing in through a window to play video games on the computer. I also talked to the teen's stepfather, who says he and the boy's mother had been trying for years to convince authorities the boy was being abused.
We've been in and out of court and DHR trying to prove that David has been doing this, and they were never able to prove anything.
Joseph MONACH says he knows the boy has some discipline issues.
And when we would keep him and whatnot, there were discipline issues, but as long as you discipline correctly, those issues resolve themselves.
The sheriff's office confirms Diamond was arrested for abusing the boy twice in 2009. Both of the cases were referred to the Department of Human Resources. DHR would not talk to us about this specific case, but we did ask about the agency's evaluation process when determining abuse or dangerous conditions for children.
There's not a cookie-cutter approach to this because you're going to be looking at the age of the child, the condition of the child. A very young child would have different safety risks. For example, an infant or a 2 or 3-year-old versus a child who might be 10 or a child who might be 15. If there were an allegation that the child was not being fed properly, a child who's 12 to 15, they could fix a sandwich and feed themselves, where it would be of urgent concern if you had an infant that was not being fed properly. We'd also just look at the capacity of the parent.
The sheriff's office tells us there is no running water or toilet facility in the shed. However, they say a camper potty was placed in the building after DHR